Good morning and welcome to another edition of Monday Morning Rant with me, Derrick. I thought I would share an experience I had with my daughter. I had the opportunity to drive her to work yesterday, and as we're driving along, the music is playing, and I tell her, Jade, I just want you to know that I love you. And she just smiles and, continues on. But then a song comes on, and I can't remember which one it was, but I was singing it. I was feeling that music, and when it was over, I turned to her and I say, Jade, did you know that your old man is a hopeless romantic? And she just kind of smiles and she says, aren't we all? But then as I thought about it, I truly am a hopeless romantic, but not in the way that you think. I believe that I crave that human connection. That feeling you get when somebody cares about you, when you laugh together, when you struggle together, when you share a little bit about your life with something, which is very interesting because my dad works, or he used to work in HR, and he would tell me something completely different. He would always tell me, Derrick, HR is not there to help you, it's there to help the company. One of the other things he would tell me is that you don't have friends at work, you have associates. And Dad, I know what you meant, but here's the other thing. There are people who absolutely just come to do the job. They'll work with you. They are coworkers. They don't share or divulge any information. They're there to do a job. Maybe they're worried about their next position, or maybe they're worried about other things. But those are associates. They're there for a purpose, single-minded. Everybody else, can take a hike. You know who you are. I've worked with a few of you. When the job ends, the relationship ends. But that always that has not been my experience. Just recently, I talked to somebody I haven't seen in 15 years. We haven't worked together for 15 years. I think the last time we talked was maybe 10 years ago. And as we were talking, he said something that meant the world to me. He says, Derrick, you know what? The thing I like about you, Derrick, is you do things. And he said, I've taken a look at what you've been doing online, and he says it's incredible. And I had to share that with my wife because I said, hey, I haven't I haven't seen him in years, 15 years to be exact. Excuse me. And then there was another friend of mine who reached out, and I love this guy. He served in the Navy. We didn't serve together, but we have that kind of military bond. And he called me, and he says, hey, Derrick, I'm just checking in on you. He said, those Monday morning rants, I've been watching them, and you look a little rough, a little unpolished, and my wife noticed it too. So we were talking about it, and I'm just calling to see what's up. Is everything okay? So basically what he did was a wellness check. But you know what? He called. And I think that's amazing because he just wanted to know if I was okay. I was recently released from a position in my church. I was a member of the bishopric, which, is kind of like the leading body of our little organization there. But what I felt more than anything when I was released from that calling was gratitude. Not for the position or anything to have to do with it, but the gratitude of the people that I got to work with and get to know on this human connection level. And I thank them at the end for not only for sustaining me in the calling, but for sustaining me as a human being, for helping me feel part of something greater, which, as a hopeless romantic, I long for. And I think that's why it matters so much to me. Our time here, as I get older, I realize our time here is finite. We only have a little bit of time on this world. And if I am lucky enough to share some of that time with you, and you take time out of your finite time to share with me, well, that means something to me. If somebody shares that space of time with me, then I feel like they deserve my attention. They deserve my respect. They deserve my gratitude. And yes, they deserve my love. And I am not shy about telling people I love them because it is a human connection that I feel. So yeah, I think that's it. My dad was right. There are more coworkers than friends, but I have been very fortunate with my relationships in my past to have felt and developed friendships that last beyond the actual task at hand. And I'm incredibly grateful for that. Maybe I'm just a hopeless romantic about people. But there you go. That's my Monday morning rant. Something I would like to ask you is, who is somebody that you met because of a job, a calling, or a team, or just circumstances in life, but somehow they stayed long after the reason you met had ended? Maybe you should reach out to them and just say hello, because I guarantee you reaching out will mean the world to them, just like it means the world to me, because I am not the only hopeless romantic out there. And that's all I got to say about that.